You can also use and yes, so this is what Scispace looks like. So when doing your thesis, whether you're a first degree, master's, PhD level, there are three main things we all have issues with. One, problem statement. Come up with a problem statement for your work. That's headache number one. Because people have already done this research topic several times, and you're asking yourself, what new thing at all am I bringing on board to this topic? So it can help with that. Two is literature review. HIV is a headache for a lot of us because we have to read and read and read a lot and try and summarize what this theory is saying and the shortcuts of this theory and what that theory is saying and the shortcuts of that theory. And the third one is research design, where you now have to come up with, okay, I'm using what you call sampling technique, and this is my sample size, and I'm using a survey or a Likert scale or all these things. And you're like, oh, this is going to make this work very difficult. And then if you are not fortunate, based on who you have as advisor, that adds an extra layer of complexity to your task. Now, because of size space, a lot of those things can become easier. There are a lot of things that size space has to offer. One of the very first things is an AI detector. So this is just a tool. Um, you can use it how you want. If you decide that you wanted to draft something in AI and then you after that you went to buy it again, you said, okay, let me put in my own words, and you are still not sure whether this tool or this writing is sounds completely human, you can input it in the AI detector, and AI detector will tell you whether it seems like AI or it's more really human or stuff like that. Now there is a limit as you can see here, probably because it's free, 1,500 words. So um, we have scientific and non-scientific. Basically, scientific has to do with again technical research and stuff like that. Non-scientific can be for simpler reports that are not that academic or that technical, and to tell you why it's human or why it's AI and all that. Use it as you wish. I am not saying you should use it as a cheating tool. I am not saying, I'm just saying this is a tool that exists and you can utilize it how you wish. Whether you are in academia or you are doing a master's or you are just doing general research, this will be useful. In fact, if you're also maybe a professor and you want to gauge whether what you've been sent is AI because you're not quite sure, you can also utilize here as well to check that as well. Aside from that, you have chat with PDF here where you can upload PDFs or various reports you've downloaded and then to give you some idea of what is in those documents. Now it comes to get those kind of PDFs, you have to go online and then research for um, research articles based on the topic you're looking for. Let's say you've already done the research, you've gotten them, you can upload them here and then chat with them just like we did with Notebook LM. So in that way, it's very similar to Notebook LM. The reason why I'm bringing this one here is that it's good for research specifically. It's not much useful for general business situations like the way Notebook LM can be used for non-academic and more business-like situations. But if you are doing some that involves research, it's made for that. You can utilize this as well. I won't go over that because it's kind of similar to what we've already gone over Notebook LM. In the initial review, you can basically ask questions. So if I if I want, I can basically say, I should I let me not use the same topic throughout all the three. It becomes boring if I do that. So let me use another topic and say, how does social media influence consumer behavior? I think that is okay. And then we go into deep review, and then it's going to search the net and then give you um, papers to support. But first, it asks, okay, what types of social media platforms? Could you clarify which aspect of social media's influence? So, one, Facebook, how do different demographics respond? In what areas? And then says, how does it impact? Okay. Please choose one or more options or provide additional details so I can assist you better. So let's say we are looking at TikTok. One, TikTok. Two, millennials. Three, how in what ways that social media influence persons use. Let's see, reviews and purchase purchase intentions. And then four, let's pick food, fashion, and tech. And then let's see what it gives us. Okay, so this one says takes up to 10 minutes. So it's found a number of papers already. It's putting it together. And then we'll see how it goes as time progresses. Research, which also works for, it's basically going to do something similar to what this is doing for us in Scispace. And so we can just give it exactly the same topic, which was how does social media affect consumer behavior. And for Gemini, we would have to give it a lot more time because it's going to really go through a lot of websites and files and stuff. So we'd actually have to input the data and maybe go and come back in like 10 to 20 minutes just to see what data is done. I think my screen is frozen, so give me a second to take care of that. Okay, all right. I think we are all right. We are back now. So yes, we have Gemini over here. We have deep research at the bottom here. So we just have to type enter and we'll see Gemini working to get us what we are looking for. In the meantime, let's go back to Scispace and see what we got for our research on how TikTok influences millennials. Yes, so as we can see, reports from 50 highly relevant papers is over here. We have at TLDR, we have our abstract, we have our introduction, and then we have a lot of research all the way to the bottom. It gives us an intro, statement of purpose, specific objectives, methodology, um, and then certain descriptive statistics. So if you want to find more information from different sources, we have various studies here we can go to and look at for more info on this topic. And it keeps going, including limitations. So normally before AI existed, you have to do all this work by yourself, but then gives you references as well. But thanks to Scispace, all right, thanks to Scispace, it takes care of all of this for you. For Gemini, we have um, a research we are going to start right now. And again, like I said, it's going to take a while, so we'll have to leave this and come back to it. All right, so started putting things together. Okay, so let's quickly move away from this and go on to the next thing. Yes, we also can have citation generators and an AI writer. So let's say, okay, we want to start writing our thesis. We are a bit stuck. Just and I think let me see. All right, how does social media affect? So we can start by just accepting and even go back. And then we will ask AI to write for us. We'll start with an outline for this and then move on from there. Okay, so within each, you know, I've reached my limits. All right. Okay, so one thing I should probably let you know is that Scispace has a limited number of actions you can take a day. So I think it's about five, and I've utilized um, most of those five actions right now. So I can't really do much more with it unless I'm using the paid version. For the purpose of this class, I'm assuming most of us are not going to pay money for this AI tool. So I'm only going to show us what you can do with the free tools or the free versions of those tools. So depending on what you want to do, these are some of the things you can do with the free AI tools. In fact, one of the things you could have done, which um, let me see if I can get something. One of the things you could have done with the tool is generate citations. So let's say you've written your um, topic or paper and you want, okay, let me just, you want citations for it. You can just paste it here and then cite, and then basically The AI will go through all the research you've done and then come with citations for all of the research and arrange it perfectly for you. That's another use of Scispace. But now pivoting away from Scispace and academia, let's come to something called Claude. And Claude is normally a tool used by Claude is normally a tool used by coders because it's initially started out as a tool to assist programmers with coding. But over the years, it's become more than that. People use it for all sorts of things from financial analysis to even a bit of prototyping. And what do I mean by financial analysis? Let me go through and show you an example of financial analysis right here. Let's say I'm coming up with a